when I got the call to present Carl Sandburg, or at least talk about Carl Sandburg, the first thing that came to mind was I need to call Paula Paliga. She is Carl Sandburg's daughter, granddaughter. And I said, that's the perfect person to present Carl Sandburg. And she said she's not going to do it. So that's why I'm here. And it's not because she didn't want to, it's because she could not. She was a little under the weather and she was not feeling that she could be up to doing a presentation. And I said to Paula, I said, I believe Mr. Sandburg is here. And I believe Mr. Sandburg will feel honored for this induction. And she said, well, let's tell a story. Let's tell Carl Sandburg as if he was here, what he would believe. But first, I must give my perspective on Carl Sandburg and what he believed in. I think he believed in family. You all know that he moved to North Carolina because of his family. He moved to Connemara, which is on the mountain, overlooking lakes, with scenery that writers dream about. I believe Carl Sandburg was about people because he wrote about people, the trials and tribulation of people, because that's who he was. I believe Carl Sandburg was proud, a proud man of family, of the people of the world, of the United States. I believe Carl Sandburg would have been very proud. And I asked my historian, I asked my staff, do we have anything in our archives that talks about Carl and his beliefs? Any writings that we could bring to the table that maybe you've never heard or saw or seen or thought about with Carl Sandburg? And we looked, and we looked, and we looked, and we looked. And we finally found something that I think that talks about Carl Sandburg and being proud. And I'm going to read for you a quick section that's from the Edmoral radio station or radio show that Carl Sandburg talked a little bit about and what he believed in when it came to being proud. And I changed it a little bit to be talking a little bit about believing in pride. And this is what Carl Sandburg said. I believe in pride, knowing well that the deadliest of the 7 deadly sins is named as pride. I believe in pride that prayers ever for an awareness that borderlines where unless watchful of ourselves, you cross over into arrogance, into vanity, into mirror gazing, into misuse, and violations of sacred portions of your personality. No single belief, utterance of Lincoln in more portion than the line he wrote to a federal authority in Louisiana. He wrote, I shall do nothing in malice, for what I deal with is too vast for malicious dealings. And for me, that speaks to that pride. It speaks to the pride I think we all have. And thank you very much for inducting Carl Sandburg into the Literary Hall of Fame. This is the 100th anniversary of the National Park Service, so it's well appropriate. And we have Carl Sandburg's site will be 50 years in 2 years. So we are very proud of Carl Sandburg And if he was here, I think he would be very proud as well. Thank you.